What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about. This Marlins rookie catcher might actually be him. He hasn't struck out yet. He has 5 extra base hits his first 10 at-bats, and also, he might have the new most vicious swing in all of Major League Baseball. Speaking of Major League Baseball, they owe the Mets an apology. Like, I'm talking, they need to get on the phone and get an edible arrangement going because the Mets got screwed bad. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. went yard again at the Bronx because, of course, he did, but Devin Williams, yet again, was the story of the game. Paul Skeens made the Dodgers look like a Little League team, and for the first time, it almost looked like he was pitching angry. He had to flex that nasty stuff in front of 54,000 people. And of course, yes, we do have a suspension to talk about, and yeah, it was this. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. And guys, don't forget to save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And also, recap is brought to you by Underdog. Be sure to download using code Fuzzy. You get a free pick'em. Literally, if you just sign up with code Fuzzy, you get a free Steph Curry pick'em for today's game. You get up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit. If you're on your couch, all you have to do is scan that little QR code in the bottom left, and you're solid. Thank you guys for letting me pay the bills. Let's get back to the recap. The Mets got screwed by an umpire later in this game, and there was a weird rule that you couldn't replay this one specific play, but earlier, Dylan Cruz, he took advantage of Brandon Nimmo's brain fart. He threw it to third base for some reason. Cruz was like, okay, I'll take the free extra base, and he's really cool with it because he doesn't score without that blunder. It's probably first to third for sure, but Jose Tena, he gets the RBI. That's why ERA is so dumb sometimes, because it can't tell the story of Brandon Nimmo literally forgetting how to play baseball. CJ, I thought he had it. He missed a 2-run home run by a few inches. That's his first triple of the year. It's 2-0 Nationals, and here's why the Mets got screwed. They called this a triple play even though the ball bounced. Now, I don't blame the first base umpire for calling that a catch because he had a weird angle, and I probably would have called it a catch too. But here's the thing. You can't replay these calls. You can replay traps in the outfield, but you can't replay traps in the infield. What? So instead of it being runners at first and third or second and third with 1 out, it ends the inning with a triple play. Another play that did not go New York's way, CJ squibbed one and Brazo Band could not get there. Now the Mets are going to tease their own fan base. Brandon Nimmo, he drove in Tyrone Taylor. Finally, something got across against Jake Irvin, who was nasty again versus the Mets. Vientos, he's trying Cruz in right field. Cruz can fly, and baseball is a game of inches, baby. He missed the game-saving catch by an inch. CJ, he missed that home run earlier by an inch, so again, game of inches. Markey's around for a 3-run triple. The Mets are winning. Let's see if it... Cruz. Juan has to catch this. He's never catching that, by the way. This is crazy. Cruz, he answers with a triple of his own, and we have deja vu. Tena then singles in Dylan Cruz, just like he did in the second inning. It's 4-4. James Woody's up after CJ grounded into a fielder's choice, so Tena's out. That's past McNeil. CJ, he's going to try and score from first base. A head-first slide. He's in there safe. The Nats, they walk it off. One of the craziest games you'll ever see that wasn't a super high-scoring slugfest. Real quick before we show Devin Williams uploading again, and also Skeens versus Yamamoto, I got to talk about the Rockies having a mutant on their team. Oh, and by the way, Noelvi Marte, this kid has been seeing beach balls lately. He's now 9 for his last 18 after that RBI single. Colorado, they got it right back on an Amador bases loaded walk, and it could have been more, but Marte, he flexed the defense, the scoop, the tag, the throw across his body. He then grounded out for another RBI. That's why it's 4-1 on this Spencer Steer 2-run long ball. My nickname for Steer has always been the man who rakes, but he's been doing anything but that this year. Nice to see him run into a ball. Jordan Beck, he's coming off a 2-home-run game, and you can see his breath, it's so cold, but it doesn't matter, I guess, when you're Jordan Beck strong. He has 3 home runs the last 24 hours. I hate this nickname. Michael Toglia is big, so they just call him Big Mike, one of the laziest nicknames in baseball, but that is a 2-run ground ruler, so it's 4-4. And I don't know what happened with Amador. He took a really weird route to this baseball. Maybe it was some bad spin, but he flat out misses it. Espinal, he gets the RBI single. Same with Blake Dunn, so it's 6-4. Toglia, he drove in his 3rd RBI, his best game of the year by far. He's been struggling, but I think he had 3 base hits, 3 RBIs. Now, the Rockies did tie it with a Doyle sac fly, but it didn't matter. Blake Dunn, another RBI. That was a bases loaded walk. Espinal, he scores on the Friedel ground out, and just like that, the Reds are up 2. Jordan Beck, he swatted out another run. Back-to-back 2 home run days. He has 5 home runs his last 3 games. Tolia's up again. He can cap off maybe a 4-hit day. Nope. Emilio Pagan with a nasty splitter. He has 6 saves. The Reds are back to 500 at 13-13. The Rockies, they're not 13-13. Devin Williams might actually be broken. Vladdy, he's now unbroken. Jays fans were begging me to call him out, even though I was like, he's not doing that bad, but the power had been kind of zapped. and I'm glad the call out worked because he's going yard again. You know what did not work? Running on Alejandro Kirk. He nabbed Belly and Jazz in the same inning. Now, the Yankees eventually got to run Oswaldo. He plated Volpe with a single in the 7th, and looky here, they're actually winning now. Wells, he lifted one to Addison Barger, and even his cannon could not make it close. Belly, he slides in. So Devin, he's going to get another chance to lock in and show his nasty stuff. But Springer, he tagged his fastball, and then Andres got tagged by a 96 fastball. Devin was trying to rear back and get his velocity back up. Kirk, I don't think Trent can get there. He can't. It's over his head. Andres with the insane read. He knew that it was going to drop. He's literally right behind George Springer. Devin, he was rewarded with thunderous boos. He goes straight to the clubhouse. Barger had an RBI, his first of the season, which was crazy to hear. Ben Rice, he doubled to give a sliver of life, but Goldie, he couldn't catch the Hoffman fastball. Jeff Hoffman has 6 saves, and by the way, that was in front of 46,000 people, and it sounded like it. It was loud. Coming up next, almost 54,000 people crammed into Dodger Stadium for this one. Skeens versus Yamamoto. Yoshinobu's probably been the best starting pitcher in baseball to begin 2025, but don't tell that to the Pirates. O'Neal, he walked and stole his 12th bag of the year. He scores on a heat-seeking missile from Emmanuel Valdez, and after that, the duel commenced. Straight out of Mustafar, you have Yamamoto versus Skeens. They were both throwing frisbees. Literally nothing happened between the 2nd and the 4th. Muncy, he ended the good baseball streak with an error. Henry Davis is on, and O'Neal Cruz blistered another baseball. Every ball he hits seems like it's 110 plus miles an hour. That's his 14th RBI. Cabrine, he's only batting .220 on the year, which is buns. It's terrible, but he's hitting an insane .360 with runners in scoring position. So that was it for the scoring. Paul Skeens, he looked more like Paul Atreides, the Lisan Al-Ghib in this one. Look at these pitches, back-to-back strikeouts in the 5th. Andy Pages is so weird. He's kind of useless against everyone not named Paul Skeens. He's now 4 for 4 against Paul Skeens. Like, how are you supposed to hit this guy? Look at Shohei chasing. That's 5 shutout. Wait, no, it's 6 shutout. He got Edman 3 times, and now he's out for the 7th inning. He strikes out Will Smith to end his night. 9 strikeouts, no walks. He has a 2.06 ERA and 209 strikeouts his first 170 innings in the big leagues. I didn't realize that David Bednar is back. He went down to AAA. He fixed a few things. He didn't allow a single run down there with a couple strikeouts. He strikes out 2 in his first game back. Losing my voice. I got some water. Yeah, crossing my fingers that David Bednar is actually back and he can keep this up. The Dodgers, out of nowhere, have lost 3 games in a row, and they're 7-9 their last 16 games. Now, one more thing about the Pirates, Tommy Pham, yeah, the league did notice that little gesture and emote that he did towards an Angels fan. Tommy Pham has been suspended for a game. So, yeah, you can't do that. So, in the last week, we've seen Jazz get suspended for tweeting in the clubhouse, and now Tommy Pham getting suspended for, whatever that was. I'm making an executive decision. I'm going to the A's game because the right-handed power-hitting Luis Ariz went crazy again. Now, real quick, Miguel Vargas, he made some tweaks to his swing over the last few days, and it's working. 5 base hits, 0 strikeouts his last 3 games. He makes it 1-0 Sox. Jacob Wilson, he changed that in a hurry. Literally a half inning later, he sat back on a pitch and crushed it. And yes, a lot of people have been asking, you see the son of former All-Star Jack Wilson? Yes. Jacob wasn't done, but neither were the White Sox, I guess. Nick Maton and Matt Thaiss, they both doubled in runs. Maton's double was torch, whereas Thaiss, he kind of got lucky, not gonna lie. JJ Bleday, he got there, but he just straight up missed the catch. Jacob, there he is. Mr. Wilson putting another ball in play. 1 score is easy. Then Luis Robert Jr. kicked it, so JJ, he's going to fly around now. 2 score. Jacob had 3 more hits. He's basically hitting .350 with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs, just 5 strikeouts in 25 games. So it's still 3-3. Brent's up in the 7th with a runner on first. It's just perfect placement. Schumann, he scores standing on the Rooker double. Soderstrom laced one to knock in Brent. The power is slowly slipping for Tyler, but the hits are still coming. He had 3 base hits in this one. We have an easy 9th for Mason. Wait, what? Whoa, Brooks. Whoa, no, it's not his name. Brooks Baldwin pimped one. A 2-run home run. He has 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. Oh my God, Edgar Cuero. Oh my. Okay, Lawrence Butler tracks it down. A's fans can take a deep breath, a sigh of relief. They're now 13-13. I think they've won 3 games in a row on Mason's 8th save of the year. The Chicago White Sox are now 6-20. Hey guys, methinks the Braves are a problem again, and this is without Strider or Ronald. Chris Sale finally looked like himself, not early in this game, but the 2024 Cy Young winner, he's been getting beat up all year. He got beat up in this inning, but he struck out Naylor, and then he popped up Suarez to escape a bases-loaded jam in the very first frame. Now he's got a lead. Eli White, he's been showing a lot of life with the bat, which is bad because he's actually Bobby Witt Jr. fast. He has a 120 OPS plus his last 64 at-bats. Doogie, Alex Verdugo with an RBI extra base hit. He has 4 doubles in 6 games as a Brave. Austin Riley, he kept the run train moving with his 17th RBI, and Zach Gallen, he's been awful all year in the first 2 innings, but then he locks in out of nowhere. Same thing in this game. He sucked and then locked in. The Ozuna strikeout was his 10th retired Brave in a row. Sale, he did give up a run in the 4th, but that was it. 5 innings, 4 strikeouts, just that 1 run. Then the Diamondbacks folded bad as Eugenio had to rush the Eli White chopper because, again, he's Bobby Witt Jr. fast. Naylor couldn't pick it. Nick Allen, repent, because he found a hole for an RBI. 2 extra runs when it should have been 3 outs, and the Braves added insult to injury. Albies had another RBI. Eli, another RBI. This one was ripped. Gino couldn't handle it. Austin Riley has 18 ribbies. He's batting .373 with 28 base hits his last 18 games. So the Braves, they body a great Arizona team. They're still just 11-14, but they've won 7 of their last 10. We brought up Bobby Witt Jr. in the last game. I haven't mentioned him over the last few days being on a hit streak. He's looking for 17 games in a row. I just forgot to mention that. By the way, Jeremy Pena, he's going for 15, 16 games in a row as well. Bobby, he got it out the way early, 17 games, but this game was still nothing through 4. The Royals, they finally got to Hayden Wesneski in the 5th as Drew Waters doubled, and Freddie, he did his job. Talking about Freddie Fermin, he bunted him over, and this was just classic old school baseball. So they have a sac fly, and then they tacked on one more with another sac fly, and that was it for either team. Seth Lugo, he turned in his best start, maybe of his career. He looked like a straight up surgeon. Look at him go. There was some extra confidence, some extra swag in his delivery. A bunch of strikeouts through 7. Bobby even helped with a sick double play to help him go 8. So Lugo goes 8 shutout with 8 strikeouts. Lucas Urseg, I think this is his first save of the year. He's back. The Royals, they're 13-14. The Astros are 13-12. And by the way, Pena went 0 for 3. So Bobby, he's the only one that extended his hit streak. This next game was the most Twins game I've ever seen, and I straight up feel bad for their fans. Fuzzy Buxton, he just hit 957 feet for a 6 home run. What do you mean you feel bad? Well, I'll get to that in a second. Larnack, he stayed hot with an RBI gapper, so that's an RBI double. Mickey Gasper, he's in for someone. He scores from first. Edward Julian walked 4 times in this game. That one right there was a bases loaded walk, and Mickey Gasper, now he's doing the scoring. Everyone's getting in on the action today. It's his first career RBI. By the way, this Mickey guy is an older rookie, but he hit .320 with 11 home runs and crazy barrel rates in 74 AAA games. Trevor Larnack, the breakout might actually be here. He's hitting .333 with 4 home runs, 9 RBIs his last 7 games. Logan O'Hoppe, he ran into a baseball. He's up to 7 home runs, but Buxton, man, he really knows that Soler is slow, so he challenges Jorge. Buxton, he's not slow, so he's in there with an RBI stand-up triple. Mickey, he's got some quick hands. That's his 2nd RBI, his first career extra base hit. Mike, what a weird season Mr. Trout is having. He is a 3 true outcome Joey Gallo type player this year. He's hitting .185 with 9 home runs and 12 walks. So like, what in the world could have gone wrong in this last game to make me intro it the way that I did? Well, Luke Keeschel, he got hit by a pitch, and the rookie, he's been setting stolen base records. He's been raking. He'll be missing at least a month with a fractured forearm. I cannot believe it. Even when the Twins win, they get dealt awful injury news. Now, we just saw the Royals a few games ago shut out the Astros. They weren't the only team to hold their opponent scoreless. We have 3 more shutouts coming your way. The Phillies are going through it. There was a rain delay, and you know what they say. When it rains, it pours. Pete Crow Armstrong is a maniac, an actual maniac. He had a leadoff single in the 2nd. He made it look easy off of JT Realmuto. That's his 12th stolen base, and over his last, 14 games, he's hitting .395 with 12 extra base hits and 8 stolen bases. Most people are cool with those numbers over 2 or 3 months, let alone 2 weeks. Birdie, he cashed him in. That's his first RBI as a Cub. Nico, he got one through, and Bush, he lumbered around a score for a 2nd run. Ian Happ, that is the 3rd run. He has an RBI double in the 4th as Birdie scores. We have more PCA chaos. He dropped down a bunt. His speed makes people unplug their brains, and then later in the game, there's a 1-2-3 9th inning for Daniel Palencia, so an easy game for the Cubs. The Cubs are 17-10, and I got to tip my cap to Colin Ray. They are using this guy flawlessly. He had 7 strikeouts over 5 scoreless. He has 6 games this year, but only 3 starts. He has 2 earned runs allowed and 19 strikeouts over 18 2/3. GM Jed Hoyer and manager Craig Counsell, they're kind of cooking lately. Can the Cubbies keep this up? Let me know. Xander's done a pretty decent job to clean up the shortstop defense over the last few years, but 2025 has not been great to him defensively. That error allows Taylor Walsh to get on. Now the viral speedster Chandler Simpson is laying down a 10 out of 10 perfect bunt, and Brandon Lau, he dropped one in just ahead of Tatis, so the bases are loaded, nobody out. See how costly that error was? It should be 2 outs with 2 on. Instead, Walls is allowed to tag up. Yandy, he's handed a free RBI. Michael King, he did his best Thanos impression. He said, fine, I'll do it myself. He strikes out Aranda for his 5th strikeout in 2 2/3. He popped up Caminero to end the threat. He goes 5 with 9 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Terso Ornelas, my favorite rookie in baseball. He's just so fun. He's from Mexico, so San Diego is going to love that kid. That's his first career base hit. He did it in front of his family as well. Now I got to show off Shane Baz because I can't believe the Rays got him for Chris Archer. 7 scoreless, 6 strikeouts. He only allowed 5 base runners, and I really thought that Nando was about to spark a rally, but Xander, he got carved up. That was painted 98 from Manuel Rodriguez. Clevenger, he struck out Terso, but now Terso's on with a drop third strike. Oscar, he flares one, but Meisner looked like prime Grady Sizemore with that snag. The web gem and the back pick, that's a walk-off double play. That's only the 2nd loss at home all year for the Padres. Final shutout, I swear. JV was cooking. He was frying. He's been a whole lot better ever since I titled a real MLB recap saying that he needs to retire and hang them up. I guess the call out worked for that guy too. He had 3 strikeouts through the first 2. Nathan Eovaldi was also very, very good. Josh Young, he snagged a rocket off the bat of Wilmer Flores. Nathan, he's through 2 scoreless as well. Here's the game's first run though. Wyatt had 3 base hits in this one. He's batting .350 with 6 home runs, 4 stolen bases. He just turned 23. Like, I would not be shocked at all if he's a 50, 60, 70 WAR guy after 10-15 years. He had another scorched baseball. 108 on this double. He gets Josh Smith to third. Fitz, he couldn't stop it, so Jock gets his first RBI of the year. It took him 22 games. JB ended up going 6 on this sick double play from Willie and Fitz, but Verlander's going to take the tough L because Nathan Eovaldi is defying modern medicine. You're not supposed to be better after getting a second Tommy John. You're supposed to get way worse. 7 punchies across 6 shutout. He strikes out the side in the 6th inning. That is not easy to do. Watch your lips, Jung-Hoo. The Giants kind of got screwed because that actually hit Jung's bat, and it should have been a foul ball, but I think they said he swung or something like that. I can't remember exactly what happened, but it should be a foul ball, right? Luke Jackson, he got the final 2 outs. He has 8 saves as the Rangers are 15-11. The Giants are still 17-10, and every single team in the NL West lost in this recap. Milwaukee was the only team that lost in the NL Central. They're taking on a rival, the Cardinals. Gorman's sac fly and 2 singles from Nootbaar and Donovan. Those were all that St. Louis needed. 1 scores on the Newt single. 2 nearly scored on Donovan's. Wilson, he tried to dance around his little brother's tag, but little brother won that little battle. A lot of littles in that sentence. Yelich did drive in a run, and Jake Bauers made it a 1-run game on the RBI out in the 7th, but Leahy, he locked in to get 2 straight out, so it's still 3-2. Milwaukee, they tried an inning later, but Arenado threw a ball across his body, looking like Rockies Arenado right there. He's fired up, and Hoskins, he swung on a pitch that was no joke, 98 feet outside. Helsley, he has 4 saves after a 1-2-3 9th. I believe I heard this correctly, but that's the first 1-run victory for the Cardinals all year. The Brewers have lost 3 games in a row. They're now under 500 at 13-14. The Cardinals, they're 11-15. If you would have told me that Dylan Moore and Jorge Polanco both hit home runs in Seattle against the Marlins with Logan Gilbert on the mound, I'm thinking they won 10-11 or something like that. Like, here's Dylan with his 6th home run. Logan Gilbert tossed 3 perfect innings, 3 perfect with a sore forearm, mind you. I'm just praying that Logan's going to be okay. Oh no, Moore, he made an error. Terrible timing too, because that would have been the 3rd out. Liam Hicks, I mean, this is baseball in a nutshell. He broke his bat, but it still worked. The rookie catcher has a 140 OPS plus with runners in scoring position. Javier Sanoja, he's batting .340 as a rookie. And I'm not sure what Matt Mervis was doing. He just barely got his foot in there ahead of the tag. Oh boy, you guys are about to witness one of the craziest box scores and stat lines you're ever going to hear. Xavier Edwards, he had a 2-run base hit to make it 4 earned runs off of Casey Lawrence. Now it's 6 home runs. Jesus Sanchez went boom. He's finally on the board. That's his first home run of the year. Jorge Polanco, he's been on the board all year. He has 5 home runs, 16 RBIs, and he's batting .345. And if you're not looking at the screen, I'm begging you to look at the screen. We might have a new most vicious swing in baseball. The helicopter finish from rookie Agustin Ramirez. He goes 410 for his first big league home run. He is 7 for his first 10 with 4 doubles, a home run, a stolen base, 2 walks, and he hasn't struck out yet. So the Marlins, they win 8-4 as Casey Lawrence gave up 8 runs, but I think only 2 of them were earned runs. And there we have it, another recap in the books. I had to take off my jacket because it was getting steamy in here. But thank you so much for always watching and supporting these videos. It means the world to me. Be sure to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. That's it. Enjoy the web gems.
Lines this one to left. A lot of top spin, but there is Harrison.
Oh, chopper towards short. Pena charges, knows he has to hustle.
Santander.
Wow.
Oh, what a play by Grisham.
Room the heater, gets a slow roller. Irvin's going to cover first again.
As Peterson pops this one up, assume it stays in play. Looks like it might. Over for it is Fitzgerald, and he leaps out.
Nice smother on the backhand.
God, that